Before you get started with any coursework, let's talk about navigating Blackboard as well as the Evolve website, which is where you'll be completing your simulated exercises. These are descriptions of some of the icons that you will encounter in Blackboard as you go through each of the learning plans. What looks like a little sheet of paper is typically just a reference of information. It's an object that provides you either with instructions or just general information. Sometimes there are links attached to this that you click on. The next item is a little globe with a sheet of paper. That's usually a link that will take you to a website. It may also take you to another location within the Blackboard site. The next item is a discussion item. This is like 3 little sheets of paper with a little thumbtack there. This takes you to another location within Blackboard where you'll be having discussions with classmates. There are instructions of how to post your initial discussion item as well as reply to your classmates. Another icon is what looks like a little sheet of paper with an open book. This is the assignment icon. You will be submitting all of or any items that are assignments will have this icon on them. So you'll click on the title that's to the right of this icon and you'll be taken to another page where you will attach your assignments that you need to provide me for grading, and you're also able to provide any kind of information that you'd like to type, and I'll discuss that in a minute. And then the last icon that you will most likely encounter is a folder with a little link you'll see in the upper left corner. This takes you to another location within Blackboard. It's usually just something convenient that I put at the end of each learning plan to get you into the next learning plan. Otherwise you have to back out and then go to the next one. So this link takes you to the next learning plan. So when you're ready to begin actually working on your assignments, the first thing I recommend is always go into the learning plan, into the specific day that you want to work on. The first item at the top is usually an overview. A video is provided, such as the one you're watching and listening to right now, at the beginning of every learning plan. That gives you suggestions, tidbits about what is going to be covered in that day, any kind of situations that you might encounter. So anything about that learning plan that might help you complete it successfully will be provided in that introduction video. So make sure you always look at those. Those are always available for you. You can always go back and watch them over and over. And then the Evolve link will always be provided for you. That is how you get into those simulated exercises out on that third-party website. So that is available for you. The next item down is a checklist of activities. There's actually 2 sections to this if you look at it very closely. You have a learning activities and you have an assessment activities. The learning activities will provide you with any kind of resources that you need in preparation to complete the assessment activities. You may be linked to different websites, you may be linked to different resources that will help you prepare you or better prepare you in completing those assignments. So the learning activities are not graded. Those are only suggestions. Some of them obviously will be required to complete, otherwise you won't be able to do the assessments. For example, reading all of the tasks, you won't know what to do for the assessments unless you read them. The assessments activities is actually what you'll be graded on. So always go through that, make sure you have reviewed everything. As you go through this section, if you have any questions, ask your instructor. As you scroll down below the checklist of activities, that is where you will find the list of assignments, is below that list. There will be specific instructions, any kind of notes in regard to heads up before you start that assignment, any kind of data files that you might need. For example, I know there's some forms that you'll need for some of these assignments. There are some audio files that you'll be listening to. So those will all be provided within the assignment that they're needed for. Any kind of instructions that you need in preparation, or again, more details to get you going. And then also a list of what files need to be submitted for that specific assignment. You'll see a list there, what they should be labeled as when you submit them, and then on the right side is where you'll see how you will be graded for those assignments. So again, there'll be a list there. To submit the assignment as you go through, remember, you're just clicking directly on that link of the assignment title. For example, if you wanted to submit task 1.1, you would click on LP1, task 1.1, preparing the scheduling matrix. And that will take you into that next screen. Again, I'll go through that in a minute. And that's where you'll be submitting those assignments. So scroll down, read all of the instructions for your different assignments, and again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure you review all assignments for that learning plan before you start working on them. Sometimes people have a tendency to jump ahead, and tasks are broken into pieces so it doesn't seem like such a big project. You might do one part of it in the first task and another part in the second task. When you have gone through and completed all of the assignments, you'll see at the bottom of each learning plan is a link to take you to the next learning plan. If you choose to get out of it and go in through the link on the left side, same location, this was just a convenience for you. I put it at the bottom of each learning plan. When you click on an icon to submit an assignment, this is what the screen will look like. First thing you want to do here is make sure you are uploading to the correct assignment. For example, if you're trying to submit task 1-1.1, you'll see here it says task 1.5. I'm not in the right assignment. I should hit the cancel button. Otherwise, you can proceed if you are in the correct location. It does tell you the point value of the assignment right here. You then see the instructions, a list of assignments or the list of documents that need to be submitted. Make sure you label them as requested per the directions. For example, this one is saying you should title your document Task 1.5 Walden. And then you're also given the rubric, how you will be graded on this assignment. So this allows you to look at it and make sure that you are submitting an assignment that does meet the expectations of your instructor. This is where you'll actually attach the file. You will click on Browse My Computer. Make sure that your documents are always closed before you submit them. Sometimes I have people that submit temporary files and then I cannot open them, so you'll need to resubmit them. But you click on Browse My Computer, you go and find the document. If you have multiple files to submit, you can add additional documents. There'll become another button will pop up saying add more, and add as many as you need to according to the instructions. If you have any feedback, comments, questions about this assignment, first of all, if you have any questions, you should always check with your instructor before you submit them. Once you submit an assignment, I am going to assume it's ready to be graded, and I will grade the work. So if you have any questions, always check before you submit them. Otherwise, the comments section is here. You can type in here and just make any comments that you have about this assignment. Maybe you found it very useful, maybe you found it very difficult, maybe you wish you would have been provided with additional information. Any kind of information you want to share with me, this is your opportunity to share that. And finally, after you have attached all of the files that you want to for this specific assignment and made any comments or anything in the Add Comments section, you can then hit the Submit button. If you make any mistakes, maybe you find out or notice that you're in the wrong file, you can hit the Cancel button. Save as draft, that is something you don't want to do. Um, I wouldn't recommend submitting any files until you're finished with that assignment completely. Saving drafts, sometimes students will save something as a draft thinking they want to double check something before they submit it, and they see that it's there, they assume I have access to it. If you save draft, I can see that you have something sitting there, but I cannot access it, I cannot open the file. So I am unable to grade that file. So my recommendation is keep everything until you're completed with the assignment and it's all ready for grading. Attach everything and then hit the submit button. So again, if you hit save draft, I cannot see any of the files that you have sitting there. I can see that you have something there, but I cannot access them. So make sure to hit the submit button for grading. The top or the bottom button will work. It doesn't matter where you're at, either one will work. Now that you've gone through Blackboard and hopefully have a better understanding of how to navigate the assignments that you'll be completing and how to submit them, in future learning plans, you will not be obviously provided with all of this detail. You can always refer back to this video anytime to look at those instructions if you forget how to do something there. But as you proceed for your learning plans, you'll be given a screen like this that presents you with that day's activities. Each of those tasks are what you'll be performing in that learning plan, so the list will be provided. Any instructions specific to that learning plan or to that task will be provided to you as well. And what we can do now is let's move into the Evolve website and see how to navigate that area. To begin the simulation exercises, you will go to the Evolve website. A link has been provided for you in Blackboard. So you will go to evolve.elsevier.com. Once you're at the website, always check the little bell. That is an indicator, if there are any numbers listed by it, that there are updates or changes that are going to be taking effect on the website. For example, they may be doing some different types of updates. These updates will affect your access to the website and possibly your access to your assignments. So always double check those, click on that, and it will tell you a date and time that the website will be unavailable. Even if you're able to get into the website during those times, I would not recommend you working in there because you could lose your work. So make sure you avoid working in there anytime it states the date and time that they'll be doing any kind of updates to the website. You will then click the Login button in the upper right corner. A drop-down menu will appear where you will put your username and your password in. This is something that you would have received through your NTC email, so go out there and check to see if you have that information. If not, please contact your instructor. Enter your username, your password. If you're using your personal computer, you can click the Remember Me button. That will remember your information, so every time you come in you don't have to retype that. You just click Login, this menu will drop down, and then you click the Login button a second time and that will take you into your account. You should then see your textbook listed there. You will click on the title of that textbook. This will take you to the main screen of this course homepage of the website. Along the left side you have the course home, which is someplace you can always click on to go back if you're on a different link in this page. You have the course calendar that will not provide you with any information. To actually get into the content of the course, you're going to go where it says course content and click the plus in front of the course. This will expand to a list of other items. It will give you resources such as data files that you may need for some of the exercises you'll be completing. Those data files are also provided in Blackboard, but if for some reason you're unable to get into Blackboard and access those data files, they should all be listed here as well. This is where you're going to start your simulation. You'll see the plus in front of the sim chart for the medical office at the bottom of the list. If you click that plus, that will expand once again, as you see here, and give you another link. Click on sim chart for the medical office. That opens up to another link you'll see in the center of your page. This content should open in a new window. Click here if it does not. It usually doesn't, so you have to click this open button in the center of the page. Depending on how this course is set up for you, it may look slightly different. In the center where you see assignment title, you may have a list of several items there, titles, which are different assignments that you can complete. Your instructor may put those out there as assignments, and they may be put out there for practice or for your own benefit in referencing. So make sure you look through the assignments in Blackboard to identify what needs to be completed for this course. You'll be using two different links here. The first one is the EHR exercises you see along the left side of the screen, under the info panel. And then you also see on the right side simulation playground. When you're doing your assignments for credit, you'll be going into the EHR exercises. If you want to practice them before you actually get graded on them, you can go into the simulation playground. Those will not be graded if you do assignments through that location. In the EHR exercises, your instructor can actually go in and look at how you are actually completing those assignments. All of your assignments, for the most case, will be submitted through Blackboard, but if there's ever a question, your instructor can come out here and look at your activities and see how you worked through the material. Otherwise, where you see graded assignments or playground comments, those usually do not have any effect on your grades or anything in this course unless there's a special situation that your instructor talks to you individually about. Otherwise, maybe you've done something in the playground and you're questioning it, your instructor can go out and look at it, but otherwise everything should be submitted through Blackboard unless otherwise requested. So again, the EHR exercises is where you'll actually be doing your work for credit, and the simulation playground is where you can go out and practice the exercises before you complete them. So when you're looking at the two different screens, the simulation playground and the EHR or electronic health record exercises screen, you'll see that there really is no difference. But again, to make sure that you are working through the assignments in the graded section, make sure you are in the EHR exercises. To begin working on assignments, you will click on EHR exercises on the left side. That will give you another screen which will provide you with an EHR exercises button on the right side. So you'll click on that button as well. When you go into your assignments section of SimChart for the first time, you may get this message that says that everything is being generated. Just hang tight. It has literally taken 30 to 60 seconds depending on your computer speed and your internet speed. So this is the screen that you will come in to begin working on your assignments. Again, make sure that you are working in the correct dates that were selected for you at the beginning of your course. The calendar is laid out for you and identified day by day which day you should be using in reality. So this is the screen that you will actually begin working on your assignments. You will literally open up your textbook to day 1 and follow the instructions. This is where you will, for example, it'll say, okay, you're going to add an appointment today. You will click on add appointment, and it will take you through, walk you through each of the screens. Again, if there's any heads up, I will provide you with that information as you work through each learning plan. When you are working in the simulated playground area, when you go in, it will always ask you if you want to return to previous session with saved patient information. It's very important that you do choose that first option every single time before you click start. Reason being is if you've added records in there and you need to re-access them, if you choose to start a new simulated session and you had previously saved or created patients, you will not be able to access those patients if you make the second option. So always make sure you always choose to return to previous session. As you complete tasks, you will then need to start saving the work that you've completed. If it is patient related, typically what you can do is go into the patient demographics, select that patient, and then click on this little printer icon in the upper right corner. That will open up a screen for you to click print again. You'll see the little print button in the upper right corner. Click on print. This window will open up showing you your pages or page that you'll be printing. Along the left side there you will see destination is what type of file it will be saving it as. My computer is defaulted to save to PDF. If yours does not say save to PDF, you can click on the change button. That will open up another window allowing you to select different printer types. If you do not have Save as PDF as one of your options for your printer types, Microsoft XPS Document Writer is what you should be saving your files as if you do not have the PDF option. This will save it with the file extension XPS, and I am able to open those files. So either save it as a PDF or an XPS. All of your Blackboard directions tell you to save it as a PDF, but again, I will accept it as an XPS as well. So you'll select that printer. That will take you back to this screen. Verify that you have changed the destination to the PDF or XPS, and then hit the Save button. And it might be a little bit confusing the first time you do this, but when you save it as a PDF or an XPS file, it's not literally going to a printer. So what you need to do is you'll actually be saving the file. So you're selecting the printer type as a form of saving the file rather than physically sending it to a printer. So you need to give that file a name. So whatever assignment you're working on, whatever it should be called, that's what you're going to type in the file name, and then make sure you know where that file is being saved, because you will need to retrieve it from that location when you go to submit it to Blackboard. So again, if you need to change that location, you can do that in this window. Type your file name and then click Save. Once the file saves, it will take you back to this screen. You will need to hit the X up in the tab of the top of your screen, and you will be brought back to your original screen. You can hit the X button on this open window, and that will take you back to your main screen of your sim chart, and you can begin working on the next assignment. Depending on the location of where you're trying to print from within SimChart, sometimes you don't get those options to go to a printer. It will automatically take you to this type of a screen where you can hit print or save. And if you see the generate PDF in the upper left corner like you do here, you can hit the save button. And that will basically give you the same option. You'll get a screen that opens up asking you what you want to save it as far as a file name and where you want to save that file. You click the Save button and then you'll back out of it the same way to get back to your sim chart. Hopefully I've given you enough information to get started in regard to navigating Blackboard as well as the Evolve website. As you progress through any of the assignments, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to let me know. Like I said, I think I've addressed everything, but if I haven't, please let me know so I can create something for you and or answer your question. If you have any questions about this learning plan or any other content within this course, please do not hesitate to call or email me.